Good morning, family. Happy Friday. Today is Spirit Day, so I'm wearing my red and white. For my work, I don't know if many of you know, but I work in education. I work in a special day class at a high school, and I really love my job. Even though right now it has tremendous challenges, working on my mindset actually helps me to reframe and perspective shift and parallel shift with even those challenges, and to just suck everything out of this experience that I can possibly get. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about a two-step process that's really going to help you surrender. And speaking of mindset shifts, if you look at your manifestation in this way, in this regard, it can help you actually manifest quicker by helping you develop your self-concept more and to a deeper degree. Okay, so spiritual growth is always the process, whether we know it or not, and we can use various techniques and different techniques, and we can really see results in our 3D reality. However, the whole goal, as far as like the divine working in our lives, is spiritual growth. Okay, it always has been, it always will be, no matter what the outcome, no matter what the process. You are deeply and dearly loved by a divine presence and source that can never not love you. Okay, I was trying to explain this to my son recently, that like divine source, divine the creator, Hashem, God, whatever you want to call him or it. I don't want to put words in your mouth, because we all come from different backgrounds, and I'm very open and free with all the paradigm shifts I've taken in my life. And so when we come from source, and God is source, and God is love, source is pure love. He cannot, or it cannot be anything different. It is the light, it is love. We come from him. There's a part of us that comes directly from him, and he cannot reject himself. Okay, so I was trying to explain to my son, because I do personally believe in simulation theory. I do personally believe that we come as souls and incarnate into this life so that we can expand, so that we can grow, so that we can become closer to God and more conformed to his image. That it'd be like me getting upset with my child for not doing well in a video game. Does this make sense? Like, those actions that he takes or she takes in that video game are inconsequential to my love for him or her. So if we can look at it that way, because this life is a simulation, it is a hologram, a holograph, and many of the ancients referred to it as the dream, as the illusion. Okay, we are here because in this earth, in this incarnation, we have the illusion of separateness. And I don't want to get into all the esoteric ways that in this video as to why we experience separateness and why that's necessary in order for us to understand who we are and who God is deeper. Okay, so suffice it to say, we come into this lower frequency, dense reality in order to experience and learn. Not necessarily just to learn as in we're going to go learn lessons. No, we come here to explore, to expand, to learn, to be curious, to really just take in the present moment, which Dr. Joe Dispenza calls the eternal now. We're here to take in every moment and lick up every drop that this life has to offer us, and whether it's good, whether it's bad. And we learn contrast from the bad, right? We are depressed, we are broke, we are sad, we are angry, we are grieved. We learn contrast. We learn that, okay, this is not what I want, this is not serving me. And there's ways to process through those emotions, which I'm not going to get into today. But today I want to tell you of a two-step process of surrender and letting go that is going to literally change your life. This has changed my life so incredibly. It has caused for me to come out of a very stuck situation, and now I'm manifesting freedom from that very stuck situation. if you were to talk to me like 2 years ago, definitely 3 years ago, that I would be having a sense of freedom and actually see that in my 3D reality, because I was told there is no freedom for you. I was literally told no. I was every door shut. There was nobody that could help me. And through this process, I have come to understand this is my higher self. You can call, you can call it spirit, you can call it ruach, you can call it your highest self, your highest potential, helping me and going through this process of self-discovery and self-growth in my spiritual life that has really bring it about. Now, when I say that, I need you to understand that I'm not looking to an outside source, okay? I seek comfort, and I believe that, I believe in the Messiah. I believe Yeshua is the Messiah, and I seek comfort, and I have had very, very mystical, supernatural, real experiences with him. But I do not seek because the kingdom of God is within us and comes through us. My understanding now is that we have everything that's inside of us. In other words, we have source inside of us. And so when we seek things from external sources, like whether it be like through alcohol, drugs, a relationship, money, even success, anything like this, if we're seeking for that thing to fulfill us, we are missing the mark. Okay, it's akin to like idolatry, because if we really knew who we are and the power that we have in our lives, we would not be looking to those things that would seem ridiculous to us. Which is why I think in some religions, it's like the enemy or the adversary or the devil or whatever you want to call him is regarded at the ultimate end as like, really, this is the one that laid low the nations, like really. And it is actually an adversary that has been given to us to help us to grow spiritually. It's not anything like some big bad boogeyman that has been made out to be in pop culture, in programming, in religions, or in education. So anyway, so the two-step process is this. Okay, so we need to surrender. We need to let go. So once you are doing your visualization, and I explained it in another video that you need both components, right? You need the inhaling and the expansion and the putting forth out to the universe or to God or source what it is you want, and you need to get really, really clear and feel the feelings. Okay, that's part of the law of assumption. And then there's this exhaling part, this letting go, this surrender, this detaching from the outcome. Okay, so when you are manifesting money or trying to manifest career success or money in your life, or even love, it applies to relationships as well. When you're trying to manifest this in your life, you have to detach yourself from the outcome, okay? There comes a point where you've done all you can do, and you are now taxed with letting go. But I'm going to give you a quick two-step process on how you can make this easier and go faster, okay? The first step is to give yourself permission, okay? Give yourself permission to have this thing. So a lot of times, so in the law of assumption, our assumptions are made manifest in the 3D world based upon the things that we believe, okay, or trust to be true, right? So the things that you have trusted to be true are on automatic pilot, whether they serve you today or no longer serve you at all. Maybe it served you at a certain time in your life, but now you're like, this is not getting me the results I want. In fact, it's the opposite. I'm reaping something I do not want to sow. So part of this is giving yourself permission. And when we give ourselves permission, there might be little micro components, such as working through shadow emotions, like working through like grief or anger or despair. Those feelings, they contain messages behind them that at one time we believed because they served us or protected us in some way. You can do this by simply thanking the emotion. Thank you for serving me, serving a purpose in my life. At some point, I acknowledge you, but I no longer need your service. Okay, that's one way. Another way, and this is definitely the main component of step one, is to give yourself permission to have this thing, okay? For some reason, on some level, and so you let go in that way of the negative emotions that have been blocking, but then you give yourself permission. You say things like, and you can even do affirmations or scripting or journaling, that say things such as, it is safe for me to have success. It is safe for me to have an abundance of wealth. It is safe for me to have abundance of money or resources. It is safe for me to allow others into my sphere. And what you're doing there is once you start working and processing those negative emotions out of your body, then you are creating space by saying, it is safe for me. I give myself permission. I give myself permission to receive everything according to my highest good. Okay? And a lot of times that is like acknowledging the sovereignty of the Creator, and also opening oneself up to actually the act of receiving that thing. So once you do step one, which has some microparticles, right, you do the shadow work, and shadow work can take years and years and years. It is not a quick process because we are like an onion, right? Sometimes we peel back the layers and oops, there's another like vestige of an emotion that has a different root. Okay, Dr. Caroline Leaf talks about these toxic trees in the brain and in the nervous system. We don't always they're not always obvious, right? But giving ourselves permission, saying it is safe to have this thing, so important. Let me tell you, there is a man by the name of Ken Honda, and I totally respect him, because in his story, when he was younger, his father had a man whom he worked for, who was very, very wealthy. Well, he lost his wealth like in one day, this guy, and his father's friend. And his father's friend actually ended up committing suicide. And in response to his friend's suicide, Ken Honda's dad, when Ken Honda was a little boy, said, see, this is what money does. So the impression that Ken Honda got as a young little boy was that it is not safe to have wealth. Wealth is dangerous. It is a loaded gun. So he spent years trying to reverse this programming that was still stuck in his nervous system, because, you know, obviously he probably attracted like negative circumstances regarding money in his life due to this root belief based upon this trauma that it is not safe to have money. So part of his process also, and I do this kind of in honor of him whenever I go, I learned about the practice through Vishen Lakhiani of Mind Valley, but when I heard Ken Honda's story, he talked to, so there's a man in Japan who's like the Warren Buffett of Japan, right? And Ken Honda asked him, because Ken Honda is a famous best-selling author about manifestation, about these things, and he asked him, the Japanese Warren Buffett, and he said, what's your secret? Like, really, tell me, what is your secret? And the Warren Buffett of Japan, sorry, I can't remember his name or even pronounce it if you told it to me. He said, I arigato the money. And he said, what? He said, yes, I arigato the money. Now, arigato in Japanese means thank you. So he was saying literally he thanks the money. Now, if you understand that all money is energy in a specific form, then it becomes less intimidating. And when you understand that this energy flows in and flows out just like the breath, then it becomes less of this kind of gigantic monster that you have to overcome, this like Moby Dick of a whale that you have to spear. And then it becomes more manageable. Do you see the perspective shift? So when he said, I arigato the money, he said it's like, okay, to me, he was thanking the money as it went out. Like every time he made a purchase, he thanked the money. And this is a practice that I have actually adopted. So every time money comes in, income, thank the money. And what I do personally is I say toda, which is Hebrew for thanks. And I also say arigato. And I thank God for the money. Now, you can do it however you like, and adopt a practice that works for you. But I just found that when I arigato the money coming in and going out, like I felt more love come into my life, because when I'm at the grocery store and I arigato the money right there, I just pause for a moment and like maybe close my eyes for a second and say arigato da arigato. And I imagine that like all of the people that are being blessed by my transaction of this energy, like the store clerks, and that maybe they have families, or maybe the product owners that of the products that I purchased with my purchase. So it's just this like very like grateful practice of gratitude. And my life has changed dramatically since then. Like finances, I no longer worry about finances anymore, even though I'm facing some of the toughest like 3D situations in my life that I've ever faced. Like, you know, being a single parent, you know, facing being a single parent, plus, you know, some other components that I won't get into now because of someone's illness. But suffice it to say that I already got the money in honor of Ken Honda and this other gentleman who taught me this. And so there's like an honor and a gratitude component there as well to the human beings that brought this information to me. So I say all that to say, Ken Honda, he learned that money is not dangerous. It's not a loaded gun. How did he do that? He started giving himself permission to have it. He started giving himself and reprogramming his mind that is actually safe to have money. It's actually good. Money is wonderful. I love money. Money loves me. It comes toward me. You know, he talks about all these different affirmations, right? Like deconstructing the lies surrounding money, whatever that may be for you. It might be that, you know, the lies is like, there's never enough money. I can't find enough money. Money doesn't grow on trees. And for many people who were brought up in a religious tradition, money is the root of all evil, or even the love of money is the root of all evil. When what that is talking about in context at the time was that greed and poverty in the ancient Near Eastern mind go hand in hand. If you are greedy, you're going to end up in poverty. That's just what the Proverbs describe, right? And many other ancient Eastern religions also affirm this. It is not good to look toward external things, not even energy in the form of money, to save us, okay? However, we need to understand who we are at a very deep level and start manifesting it through ourselves. So that's step one. The other one we'll get into more in another video because I'm out of time, is detaching from the outcome. So once you say to yourself and you really impress upon your subconscious that it's safe to have money, I love money, it comes toward me, money always comes into my life. I get money through various sources, not just working a 9 to 5. Okay, there's a big deprogram right there, right? That we can get even deeper into. After you do that, you detach from the outcome. You don't start looking, you know, feverishly at your bank account. Sorry. You don't start checking your apps like every, 5 minutes. If you have a business, you're not like refreshing, your whatever, or your financial apps every 15 minutes. You're not doing that. You're not looking from the outcome. You're detaching from it. You're saying, you know what? I know I'm abundant. I know money comes into my life. I know that, I'm always going to be taken care of. I'm deeply and dearly loved and supported by the universe, by God. I have comfort and support, constant love. I'm always being looked after. Things just always tend to work out for me for my highest good. When you start doing this and then you let go, that is powerful. And then you just totally take your mind off of it. Then you focus on doing good. Then you focus on loving others. Then you focus on, taking care of those who are in your sphere of influence. And you watch. Once you detach from the outcome and you put a little distance between looking for that manifestation and just being content, being happy in the moment and being at peace, you'd be amazed at what could happen. So I want to know all the results. Please share with me down in the comments, like and subscribe, share this video with somebody that you know needs it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, click that bell notification so you're always apprised when I upload a new video. And come and grow with us spiritually and work on your mindset. This is Mindset Mom signing out. I'll see you guys next time.